The wedding hall fell into a stunned, frozen silence. The air, moments ago filled with music and laughter, now hung heavy with disbelief. Every eye turned toward the couple standing beneath the shimmering chandelier, a bride in a white satin gown, tears glistening on her dark skin, and a groom whose trembling hand had just done the unthinkable. A hush swept through the guests as if time itself had stopped. Plates clattered. Someone gasped. The bride, Amara, stood motionless, her cheek burning where her new husband, Michael, had struck her. Just minutes ago, they had vowed to love and honor each other forever. But now, the illusion of perfection had shattered like glass. Amara's mother, seated in the front row, started to rise, but Amara lifted her hand slightly, a silent plea for her to stay seated. There was strength in that gesture, though her heart felt like it was breaking into 1,000 pieces. Michael realized almost instantly what he'd done. "Amara, yeah, I didn't mean to," he stammered, his voice shaking. But Amara didn't respond. She didn't scream or cry. Instead, she looked straight at him with eyes so calm it sent chills down his spine. "I think," she said softly, "that's enough for today." And with that, she turned away. The crowd parted like waves as she walked past them, elegant, poised, and heartbreakingly silent. The band stopped playing, the guests whispered frantically, and Michael just stood there, watching his new bride walk out of his life, out of the wedding hall and into the cold evening air. Hours earlier, the morning had been picture perfect. The bride and groom were the talk of the town. Amara, a young and ambitious lawyer, had met Michael at a corporate event 2 years prior. He was charming, successful, and seemed to adore her, or so she thought. But beneath the surface of their fairy tale relationship were cracks Amara had ignored. Michael's temper would flare at small things. His words would cut deep when no one was around to hear. She had told herself it would change after marriage, that love could soften anger. She was wrong. The moment everything changed, it happened right after the vows. The officiant had asked if anyone objected, a tradition, meant to be symbolic. And that's when it happened. A woman in the back of the hall, someone Amara didn't recognize, stood up. "I object," she said clearly. The room gasped. Michael turned pale. "Sarah, sit down," he hissed, his voice trembling with panic. But the woman didn't. She looked straight at Amara and said, "He told me he wasn't ready to let me go. He was with me just last week." The words hit like thunder. Amara's heart dropped. The murmurs grew. Guests looked at each other, confused, uncomfortable. And Michael, instead of denying it, instead of calming her, snapped. He turned toward Amara, eyes wild, and barked, "You see what you've done? You made me look weak." Before anyone could move, his hand flew across her face. The sound echoed like a whip through the hall. And that was the moment that changed everything. What happened next? Amara didn't go home. She didn't cry in her car or hide from the world. Instead, she went straight to her friend Naomi's apartment, the one person who'd always told her, love shouldn't hurt. Naomi opened the door and took her in without asking a single question. Over the next few days, the story went viral. Someone had filmed the entire thing, the slap, the objection, the walkout. It was everywhere. Headlines read, "Groom slaps bride at wedding." Her reaction stuns everyone. Strangers flooded Amara's social media with messages of love and support. Women shared their own stories of emotional abuse. And for the first time, Amara realized that her pain wasn't just her own. It was something that could open eyes, something that could heal others. Meanwhile, Michael's world began to crumble. His company distanced itself from him. The woman who had objected disappeared from the picture entirely. His reputation, once spotless, was in ruins. And he couldn't escape the haunting replay of that moment. Her eyes, calm and resolute, as she walked away. Months later, Amara didn't disappear into bitterness. Instead, she built something new from the ashes. She started an organization called Silent No More, dedicated to helping women escape abusive relationships and rebuild their lives. Her first public speech went viral too. Standing on a stage before hundreds of women, she spoke not with anger, but with grace. "Pain doesn't define us," she said. "What we choose to do after it, that's what shapes who we become." "I was hurt in front of everyone, yes, but that slap woke me up. It reminded me that I was worth more than someone's temper." more than someone's pride, and I want every woman to know the same." The audience rose to their feet, clapping, crying, cheering. In the front row, Amara's mother watched with tears in her eyes, tears not of sadness, but of pride. Her daughter had turned humiliation into hope, heartbreak into healing. Epilogue. A year later, Amara stood again in front of a mirror, not as a bride, but as a survivor, a leader, and an inspiration. When asked in an interview if she ever forgave Michael, she smiled gently and said, "Yes, I forgave him." But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means freeing yourself from the weight of what hurt you. "I don't carry anger anymore, I carry purpose." And that was the lesson that resonated around the world day, that sometimes, the moments meant to break you become the moments that make you unshakable. Because Amara didn't just survive her wedding day, she was reborn from it. Message for the audience: never let someone's cruelty silence your strength. Walk away if you must, heal if you need to. Because your worth isn't measured by how much pain you can endure, it's measured by how bravely you rise after being broken.